I did pre-watch, but only because I was high and I was watching this last night. But I was like, matter of
The man
fact, I'm
somewhere
about to
in
react to
season
this
2.
on stream. So yeah, was Shane the man who saw the future? Cause he really fucking did. Let's get into it,
The
boys.
group made a quiet decision
This
about
is
Shane
lit.
Walsh. The man had lost his mind. Too aggressive, too cold, too dangerous to keep around. But here's the uncomfortable
But he did lose his mind. Let's be honest here. But I'm gonna wait to the
part.
video,
If you
boy.
go back through the entire series, all of it, every season, every community, every villain, and you check the calls Shane made in those first months, the show proved him right, one by one, sometimes years later, almost word for word. And the man who
Yeah,
put a knife in his chest, he spent the rest of his life slowly turning into him. So today we're
hell
doing
yeah.
something a little different. We're going to look at the 5 decisions that made everyone hate Shane Walsh, and then we're going to look at the receipts, the exact moments, seasons later, where The Walking Dead quietly admitted he was right. And stay for the last one, because the final receipt is not a scene or a line of dialogue, it's a character, one that's still alive in the show today, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Context. Let's
Carl.
remember who this man actually was, because
First of all, look, no dick sucking, all dick sucking. Honestly, I fucking love John Bernthal. If there's an actor that I very much fucking love, it's John Bernthal. No, like John Bernthal is just a really good fucking actor. I love him. I think he's a cool ass guy outside of like the roles he plays. So like everything we see on the fucking internet about him, I just fucking love the guy. I would love to like be around him. I would love to meet him. I don't answer scam likelies.
I think a lot of people forget. Before the fall, Shane was a deputy sheriff in a small county in Georgia, Rick's partner, and honestly Rick's brother in everything but blood. When Rick got shot and fell into a coma, Shane didn't disappear. He kept visiting the hospital. He was there, bringing flowers, talking to a man who couldn't hear him. And that's exactly why he became who he became. Because Shane was standing in that hallway on the worst day in human history. We saw it in episode 6 of season 1, in Shane's memory. The hospital falling apart, doctors abandoning patients, and then the part nobody else in the group ever witnessed, soldiers, the men sent there to protect civilians, executing living people in the hallways. Patients, staff, it didn't matter, and behind them the walkers came through anyway. Think about what that does to a person's understanding of the world. Everyone else in the group experienced the fall as an evacuation. Confusing, terrifying.
Like literally, like Shane, like as this guy said. Who's this guy by the way? Uh, OT York. Yeah, Shane, as this guy said, y'all should sub to him. Shane, as this guy said, bro, literally saw shit anybody else in the group just never saw. Like, imagine, put yourself in that nigga's shoes, your best friend in a hospital. It's zombies in this bitch. And then you think the niggas that the government sent to save everybody in the hospital, they really blowing their shit out, killing them. None of the people who returned, none of the people were bitten. They were assassinating them. So it's like you put yourself in that nigga's shoes and you just begin to realize, like, yeah, the world gone. This shit a cold ass place. Like you can imagine how that would shift somebody's mental. Everybody in the group, they was like, okay, zombies? Oh, let's get the fuck out the city. And this was all separately before they were in the group yet. Everybody got the fuck out the city. But it's like, Shane saw some other shit. One, he saw soldiers killing innocents, even though they were supposed to be saving them. Two, like everybody else, he saw a bomb get dropped on Atlanta, nigga. Like, fuck is niggas talking about? Like, that shit crazy. That shit changed niggas, bro. Like, no bullshit.
But organized-ish. Grab your family, get to Atlanta, wait for the government to fix it. Shane experienced the fall as a betrayal. He watched the system shoot its own patients before the dead even got there. With the
Like,
power
come
out
on,
and bombs
bro.
falling outside, he pressed his ear to Rick's chest and heard nothing. He couldn't carry a comatose man through a war zone, so he blocked the door with a gurney, probably the reason Rick survived at all. We covered that
I fucking love John Bernthal, bro.
story in the last video, and he made a promise that would define
He's a
the rest
cool
of
ass
his life.
nigga.
Get Lori and Carl out. Keep them alive.
Shane's only fault was that he fell in love with Lori. Shane only fault is that he tried to crack her. Well, not try, he cracked her. That's Shane only fault. Like, I feel like But you know, obviously for the dramatic purposes, that had to happen. But I'm just saying, shit would have been all like peaches and cream as far as the zombie apocalypse goes. But shit would have all been chill, bro. If he just wasn't overly stuck on Lori, I ain't gonna say like, look, because you never know what a nigga gonna eat or how a nigga gonna start eating when that plate get in front of him. But I feel like, okay, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. A best friend, you think he's dead. You leave the city with his wife. Nah, I'm not cracking his wife, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, she ain't just wild. I'm gonna take care of niggas, but I ain't cracking. She ain't that deep, bro. You feel me? But honestly, who the fuck knows what I'd be feeling like if the world ended? So, hey.
Whatever it takes. That's the man we're dealing with. Now let's get to the calls. Call number 1, stop looking for Sophia. When Carol's daughter disappeared in the woods, the group turned the search into a mission that lasted almost half a season. And Shane was the only one who stood up and said the thing nobody wanted to hear. He'd worked missing persons cases as a cop. He knew the math. 72 hours. After that, you're not looking.
The niggas just be delusional. Niggas was way too delusional about the world. Like, it was too delusional about the world. It was too deluded, bro.
For a girl anymore. You're looking for a body. And every day they spent combing those woods, they were burning fuel, burning supplies, and putting living people in danger. Someone who was probably
Shane was
gone.
cooking. Shane was
like
cooking, bro.
For saying it. And I get it. It sounds.
And that would make me tweak too, because, bro, I would be mad as fuck if I see the same niggas. Like I said, okay, in another video, obviously they don't know this, but they said that zombies, walkers outnumber humans in that universe 5,000 to 1. For one nigga that's still alive, you can suspect it's like 5K walkers. Fucking crazy, right? But it's like, man, I forgot the fuck I was about to talk about. So he's about to watch the video.
It's heartless. But look at what the search actually cost. It's during the search for Sophia that Carl gets shot.
Carl got shot.
A stray bullet, a dying boy, and suddenly 2 more men are risking their lives raiding a medical station. All of it, every drop of it, flows from the decision to keep
I ain't gonna
looking.
lie.
And then comes the bomb. The doors open, the walkers stumble out, and the last one into the sunlight is a little girl.
Like
Sophia had been dead almost the entire time. She was never out there. There was never anyone to save. Shane wasn't cruel.
Nah, me seeing Sophia be dead as a young nigga was crazy, because when I was watching this in, like, let me see, 2013, 3rd grade, man. How old am I? 3rd grade, 8. You feel me? So it's like, seeing that shit was truly insane. I think it sucked. I can't believe I've been tapped into this show. It's been damn near 20 years and I'm still watching Walking Dead content.
He was early. There's a difference, and it's the difference this whole video is about. And if that call already
Till you're 90.
The next one is the one people still argue about. 13 years later. Call number 2, Otis. This is the one people can't forgive, so let's look at it honestly, because the details matter.
I don't respect that call.
Herschel needs medical equipment from a FEMA trailer at the high school, and the school is flooded with walkers. Shane and Otis volunteer. They get the equipment, and on the way,
this some slimy ass shit. I don't even want to look at it.
Slow,
I feel like
already injured. Shane's ankle is wrecked.
Slimy
it's
ass
night.
shit.
They're out of ammunition, and the herd is closing the distance with 2 men who cannot outrun them. And here's the thing about walkers that Rick himself said best: they don't get tired. We do. 2 men were going to die in that parking lot, and the medical supplies were going to be scattered across the asphalt with them. And miles away, a 10-year-old boy was going to bleed out on a farmhouse bed, waiting for equipment that would never arrive. Shane shot Otis in the leg and left him to the herd. He came back with the supplies.
That nigga had dog in him, though. Shane had elite. Dog is not even a word for it. My nigga Shane had elite wolf in him, like some other shit, bro. You see that nigga said?
And miles away, a 10-year-old boy was going to bleed out on a farmhouse bed, waiting for equipment that would never arrive. Shane shot Otis in the leg and left him to the herd. He came back with
the quickest pop, nigga. Yo, as a kid, as still as like watching it, it's like life is really all perspective. Cause like watching this nigga, you think he tweaking, but really he making the right calls. Let's be honest here. the apocalypse technically it would get ugly. Shit'll get ugly. Shane knew that because on the first day he saw shit get ugly. Like, you feel me? Nigga, government told niggas kill them niggas. Nah, kill them niggas. Like, if I see that, I'll be like, okay, hell nah. This fuck everything, nah. Survival of the fittest.
The supplies, and Carl lived. He carried that. You can see it in the shower scene when he shaves his head and stares at himself in the mirror like he doesn't recognize what's in there anymore. Monstrous? Yes.
Crazy scene, W scene.
Because the show spent a decade forcing every beloved character into the exact same math. Carol executed Karen and David in their sleep to stop an outbreak. Same logic. A few die, so the rest live. Carol again, walking a little girl out to look at the flowers because she was a danger to everyone around her. Rick in that bar and shooting 2 living men through the chest because they were maneuvering to take the farm. The show's answer over and over was the same one Shane found in season 2. In this world, someone has to do the math. The group didn't stop needing an Otis decision when Shane died. They just took turns making it. But Otis was a choice between 2 grown men in the dark, where nobody could see. The next call, Shane made in broad daylight, in front of everyone. And it's the only scene in the series where one man is screaming the truth and an entire group is calling it madness. Call number 3, the barn. When the group reached Herschel's farm, they found something strange. A barn, chained shut, full of walkers. Herschel had been collecting them. His wife, his stepson, his neighbors.
Which is sick, but I guess how you would get it. But I get it. Like, I understand his perspective, but I think it's like a deluded
the farm. And because arguing with the man who owned the roof over your head is complicated, Shane was the only one who said it plainly. Those things are not people. They're dead. And keeping a herd of them 50 meters from where Carl sleeps isn't mercy. It's a loaded gun pointed at the whole camp. The scene where he snaps,
Shane was talking, bro.
Barn, putting them down one by one, is filmed like a man losing his mind. But strip away the music and ask one question. Was he wrong? Everything the series became afterward runs on Shane's answer, not Herschel's. Nobody in season 5 is keeping their zombified family in a shed hoping for a cure. Even Herschel himself let go of the fantasy. The man ended up teaching Rick how to live with the reality, not deny it. The show quietly adopted Shane's
like literally though, like Shane was on that, bro. Man, it's a shame. One of the things we never see is Shane past season 2, which is so insane to me. I'm glad this nigga liked the Punisher and shit. Cause bro, this character was just amazing, man. Honestly.
Never gave him credit because the messenger had already been buried behind the farm. And there's a detail inside this one that people forget. The barn is also where call number 1 paid off. The proof that the Sophia search was hopeless came stumbling out of the exact same door Shane forced open. In one scene, the show handed him the receipt for 2 of his calls at once. Call number 4, strangers are the real threat. This is the one that sounds most paranoid in season 2 and looks most obvious by season 9. When the group captured Randall, a kid from another camp who'd been shooting at them, Rick and the others agonized for an entire arc about what to do with him. Shane's position never moved. He knows where the farm is, his people are out there, and the moment those 2 facts meet, everyone here dies. And Randall's group wasn't a hypothetical. He told Daryl what his people had done, the story about the father forced to watch what they did to his daughters. That's who was out there, 30 men with guns, while the group debated ethics in the living room. Now run the series forward and count what actually killed people. The walkers? Sometimes. But the real body count, the massacres, the falls of every safe place, came from people. The governor, who shook Rick's hand and came back with a tank. Terminus, where the welcome sign led to a slaughterhouse. Negan and the Saviors, who turned half of Rick's family into examples. The Whisperers, who put heads on spikes. Season after season, the show hammered the same lesson. The dead are a weather condition. It's the living who are predators. Shane understood that in month 2, standing in a hospital hallway watching men in uniform execute patients. Rick needed years and a lineup of graves to catch up. In fact, by the time Rick was interviewing newcomers with 3 questions, how many walkers have you killed? How many people? Why? The group had built Shane's suspicion directly into their constitution. They just gave it a nicer format. Call number 5.
Be me too. Rick, you can't just be the good guy and expect to live, okay? Not anymore.
And this is the big one. You can't just be the good guy and expect to live. Shane's real thesis was never about walkers, or Barnes, or Randall. It was about Rick. He said it to his face more than once. The way you are, the mercy, the fairness, the old world decency. That man dies out here. And everyone heard it as jealousy. Some of it was jealousy. That doesn't make it false. Watch what happens to Rick Grimes after Shane is gone, because it's one of the most quietly devastating arcs in television. The same night Shane dies, Rick stands in front of the group and ends the democracy. This isn't a democracy anymore. The Rick-tatorship begins over Shane's grave. In the prison, a prisoner named Thomas swings a machete an inch from Rick's head, and Rick doesn't arrest him, doesn't exile him. He splits his skull and says shit happens. Ask yourself honestly, in season 1, who does that sound like? By season 4, Rick is on his knees, hands tied, watching a man threaten Carl, and he leans in and tears Joe's throat out with his teeth. The good guy, the fair cop.
I'm telling you, if Shane didn't fall in love with Lori and want to be such a dad to Carl still, and if Rick understood what Shane was on and they eventually just became the most godly duo we ever seen in television history, literally, bro, like, I yearn for that shit, but I need to stop because I know it's never gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm never gonna see season 5 Rick. I'm never gonna see season. I'm never just gonna see that, you know, and it sucks, man.
He wanted to give Randall a trial, resolved a hostage situation like an animal, to save his son. It's the Otis math taken further than Shane ever took it, and the show knows exactly what it did, because in season 9, when Rick is bleeding out on that bridge, hallucinating, searching his own mind for the strength to survive, his brain doesn't summon Herschel first, it summons Shane, and Shane, even as a ghost, is laughing at him about it, about the throat, about the rage, about how much of him is living inside Rick now. Rick literally tells him, I tried to bring them all together, and it's Shane who tells him to find his rage. The narrative went out of its way, 7 years after killing this character, to confirm that Rick's survival engine was built from Shane's parts. And now the receipt I promised you at the start, the one that's still alive in the show today, Judith, the little girl who carries the future of the entire franchise, the one who wears the sheriff's hat, the one the whole story bends around. She's Shane's biological daughter. Canon, confirmed on screen. The show erased the man, buried him behind a farm, wrote him out of every conversation, and then built its entire future on his bloodline and put his daughter in the hero's hat. If that's not the series admitting something, I don't know what is. So Shane was right about the search, right about the hard math, right about the barn, right about strangers, right about what survival would require. Then why is he around before season 2 even ends? Because there's one read Shane got completely fatally wrong. Himself. The man who could see danger in every stranger, every barn, every risk calculation. Never once saw it in the mirror. His clarity about the world came packaged with an obsession he never questioned. That Lori and Carl were his. That he hadn't just saved them, he'd earned them. When Rick came back from
that shit was crazy.
Shane's entire reason for surviving was standing in front of him wearing his best friend's face. And this is where his own logic ate him alive. Because if the correct decision is always the one that keeps your family breathing, and another man is now between you and your family, the math starts whispering something monstrous. He engineered Randall's escape to get Rick alone in a field. He raised his gun at the one person who'd loved him since high school. Shane didn't break his own rules at the end. He followed them, straight into Rick's knife. And even his death was information. When Shane stood back up without ever being bitten, Rick learned the truth Jenner had whispered at the CDC. They were all infected. All of them, all along. The most important secret in the entire series was confirmed to the group by Shane Walsh's corpse. Even dead, he was still the one bringing them the bad news first.
Oh man, this video kind of sad, bro.
Back to Shane didn't see the future. There was no prophecy, no special intelligence. He just stopped lying to himself about the present faster than anyone else. And in an apocalypse, those turn out to be the same skill. The group needed 10 seasons, 4 fallen communities, and a graveyard of friends to arrive at conclusions Shane reached in month 2. His problem was never the diagnosis. It was that he let the diagnosis replace his soul, one piece at a time, until the only thing left was the obsession. Maybe that's the real function of Shane Walsh in this story. Not the villain, the preview. He was the group's first look at what this world does to a person who adapts to it completely, and the warning label on the box Rick spent 10 years slowly opening. And that would be everything for today's video. If you enjoyed this one,
hell of a video. Truly a hell of a video. I think that was a really great fucking video. Do you think Shane would have survived the latest season? Nah, and like if he wasn't, and if he did get on that bullshit, with that obsession shit, he would have been perfectly fucking fine to this day. I think Shane would have ended up in Merle's shoes, henchman for someone like Negan or some shit. I know that's the government, but I think Negan, and maybe having a redemption arc, I think he would have lasted a pretty fucking long. Shane was a leader. I don't see Shane being like no right hand man shit. Like, unless it was like it's been so long and he knew the only thing to keep him alive was to be around community people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, maybe. Fall in line. But I don't think Shane. Because let's be honest, I think Shane, for multiple years after just being alone, I think he would have been a fucking madman. Yeah. I think he would have been nuts. I think Shane would have been nuts. Shane was crazy, though. Shane was crazy. He was crazy. He was ahead of the curve. Yeah, true, man. But we didn't know this until years later. We can't see this until years later. Because obviously the episodes had to come out, but there's no way we was putting this together. There's no way.